Not one of God's promises had failed. Everything he had said came true. So if you hear nothing else today, I want you to hear this, is that God always keeps his promises. God always keeps his promises. And I'm sure if you've been here for more than one of these series or one of the messages in this series, that you'll notice that that's been consistent throughout the whole series, is that God always keeps his promises. So let's walk through this idea of kingdom together, starting with point number 1, and that is God's faithfulness fulfilled. All right, God's faithfulness fulfilled. So let's go back for just a moment. Remember God's covenant with Abraham. He promised land, he promised descendants, and he promised blessing. And that was hundreds of years before a man named Joshua. And Abraham didn't see it all. Isaac didn't see it all. Jacob didn't see it all. Even Moses didn't see it all. But in Joshua chapter 21, it says God did it. He actually followed through with everything. The people were in the promised land after having spent 400 years in slavery in Egypt. They had been rescued by God. Then they spent 40 years wandering through the wilderness before finally entering into the promised land under Joshua's leadership. So they had rest. Their enemies were subdued. They didn't have any trouble at this point, really. And every single promise God had made had come true. I mean, think about that for a second. Not most of the promises, not some of them, but all of them. So let me ask you something.